Good afternoon, Dr. Mack. My name is Ariana Torres, and today I have the comprehension tool of idea sketching, or also known as sketch noting. So, sketch noting literally takes the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words. It gives a student an opportunity to not have to write down so many words when taking notes or copying verbatim for what I've written on my board, but they can take the content that's been given to them and process it and draw it out on paper. So, this gives the student the opportunity to create images or models that really fits them. This isn't something like you have to do it like this, like that, cookie cutter. This is all on how the student wants it, what's going to be best for the student. The information is going to be the same, but how they interpret it and how they draw it out will be different. So, the way I would do it for primary grade levels is, this is kinder through second grade. I'm teaching about plants. I'm going to be teaching the basic parts of a plant. So what I would do is, I'm already going to have images of all these things, but I want to give students the opportunity to create their own notes, their own plant. So I'm going to say, well, I want your plant to have these components. I'm going to have them do it along with me. Now, if I was doing this for the elementary grades, I would just tell them, your plant needs to have these certain amount of parts. It has to have a stem, it has to have leaves, it has to have roots. You can create any plant you want, it just has to have these components. As for back to my primary grade levels, I would tell them, okay, well, let's draw a stem together. It can look any way, it can be from any plant. Let's just draw it together. Then let's do our roots. Let's do our leaves. So this gives them the opportunity to do it with me. This is setting the foundation of sketchnoting, because if we can start this off in kindergarten, this would be so great, because everything is scaffolded. Teaching is all about scaffolding on from one grade to another. So if we can start idea sketching in kindergarten, we'll do it together, and as they grow and they begin to go into their operational stage of logic, they can know how to do it by themselves, because they've been introduced and they've practiced it with me in kindergarten. So kindergarten would be with me. The elementary grades, they'll do it by themselves, but I'll give them what needs to be on it. So kind of like a rubric. Your plant needs to have these components. Make your notes accordingly. Label it. And I'll have like definitions. Well, if a plant has this, maybe this is what it's going to look like. Things like that. And as for my ELLs, English language learners naturally are going to thrive when they have lots of images. Therefore, if I'm already going to be showing them images, I want them to transfer that into their journals. I want them not so much copy it, but I want them to be able to interpret what I've given them and make it their own, alter it. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be what's beneficial for them. So as long as the content is the same, the material and facts are there. If they change it up however they see fit, is perfectly fine. And this is great because if they are new to English, they're not going to want to write down a lot of words. They're going to want images. So another thing that I have for like my books that I put in here, one of the books I had chosen is a book that's in Spanish. So what I would do is I would read the book in Spanish and English so that they can practice saying certain words in English. So if I want them to draw soil, I'm going to have them, okay, we're going to say tierra. Tierra in English is soil, it's dirt. So in their books, they can write the English word, so soil, and then they can write the Spanish word, tierra, and then they can draw the image for it so that they can know. And that's for any part of the plant, the stem, the leaf. And also, I have the book that I picked for my primary grades is a book off of Reading A to Z. And It's basically all about plants, different parts of a plant, and how different plants look, like an orange tree, a bean tree, carrots. And so the questions that I chose for that, I have my literal is, do fruits have seeds inside them? My inferentile, do all plants that grow have roots? And then my evaluate is, we read a lot about plants, about parts of a plant. What different plants look like? I'm sorry, I just butchered that whole sentence. Um, my evaluate question is, we read a lot about parts of a plant and what different plants look like. If I showed you a bean plant and a carrot plant, could you tell me which is which? For my elementary grades, I picked a I picked a book called Growing New Plants by Terry Johnson that is on Epic. And so it just talks about different plants, how they have grown, and like it talks more like budding and things like that. So it's more concrete material, more detailed material. So my literal question is, what part of a plant allows it to carry minerals and waters to all parts of the plant? The infantile question is, do all plants need soil to grow? In the story, it's not stated, but it gives them the opportunity to read between the lines. And then my evaluate is, if you could pick one plant to grow, which one would it be and how would it grow? Now, the book for my English language learners, I had picked the book called Donde crecen las plantas. So that means, where do plants grow? So this book is all about where can plants grow, in water, in rocks, in sand, in dirt. And so, like I had said before, I would read this book in both English and Spanish so that they can practice saying it in English, also using images, and have the students practice saying the words and matching the English and Spanish words to the image. So my first question is, do all plants grow in soil? In the story, it says most plants grow in soil, so just they can, well, if it's most, that means not all. So that's how I got that one. And then inferential. If all plants can grow inside, do they still need a lot of sunlight? Gives them a chance to read in between the lines. And then my third one, evaluate. We just learned that plants can grow anywhere. Do you think you can grow a plant inside a Ziploc bag? And that is how I would use idea sketching in a classroom, and also my books for my English language learners, my elementary grade level students, and my primary grade levels. And I've incorporated in my document pictures of how idea sketching would look. There's one of a plant at stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, and it's just how the growing has progressed. This would be for kindergarten and first grade, real simple. It just shows that over time it grows. Then you have one of the plant cycle, a little bit more detailed, which would be for my elementary grade levels. And then for my upper elementary, there's also another one on plant adaptations, a very detailed work, and it has images and a little bit of words. And also for my ELLs, anything with images and that has the name paired with it would be great. If you had English and Spanish so that they can practice making those transition between words. And so yeah, that was my presentation on idea sketching. Thank you.